February 10th, 2023. A lot today, a lot. Got enough courage to go down to Massillon Walmart. Okay. Because I thought, if they're there, I want to see if they're actually there. Or if they haven't moved on. Well, a couple of the Latino guys that work for retired Judge Pete were in there. Came up and said, boy, retired Judge Pete's going to take care of this. He's not going to do anything. They're just hired little goofballs that come up and say stuff to you. That's it. That's it. They're in there just to mock me today. I didn't see any of the big truck guys. No, I did see some of the bad vehicles. It was something. There was this African-American guy in there with his kids that she actually came down looking for him today. Yeah, I did, because if I would have seen him, I would have emailed the police. They were there. Some other weird men were pretending they were investigators. We were hoping she'd stay out of it. They didn't show up today. I heard they're getting kissed. Well, you know what? They wouldn't have said that out loud if they were investigators. And they wouldn't have cared I was there. Well, I heard they got a way of finding out what she's doing. If you were investigators, you would know that they sold the login to the protected custody case. They have a copy of my phone. They have a copy of the car. They have a copy of looking at my apartment and the whole case. Because that's where Mancan and Canton, Man 19, if you didn't hear John's kids right on the third step up, Dave's girlfriend is Michelle. It's Michelle. But they also heard him, like Officer John said, on January 12, 22, Walgreens North Main at 4:58 p.m. 4:58 p.m. that when those kids get caught stating they made everything up, like my granddaughter Flora said, of course it never happened. Of course it wasn't true. We made it up. They were games of pretend. They're documenting me, games of pretend, as the Massillon police would put it. Like the Stark County Sheriff said, if Kurt just found out those kids were lying, he is slow. See what I mean? These are actors. Real police would have just walked by me and said, Karen, we're an officer from so-and-so. Okay? So just to say something like that to me for going down and buying medical gloves and just walk around and see if I see them. Because they can't resist saying something to me because they're so proud they stole that money from the witness protection program. That's the only reason why I'm not dead. Because where they drugged me, they beat me, they bashed my head in on 12/21/18 in a protected custody case, where they stole the money from the the witness protection program, the $5,000 a month for the $60,000 a year, then my housing and my living expenses, and paid for prostitutes and drugs for it. And they took it. They think it's funny that every month I'm alive, they steal that much from the government. So I'm worth 60 to 120 grand alive. That's the only reason why they left me alive. See, they can't resist coming up laughing at my face and mocking me because they left me alive, because I'm worth more alive than dead. That's where it's disgusting and sick. The one guy at an Oakland apartment where they told him everything was drugged in Photoshop on December 9th, 21 at 4 p.m. He went to the Canton Police. He's seen the big trucks driving by screaming stuff at me. And even the guy that works with him, the older African-American man, he said, I found out what's going on. She's scared to death of those people, and he's pointing at the road. And I'm in my car, like, shaking. I used to smoke back then. These people have actually tortured me, and they showed videos of it. They sold it. There's a search engine. I seen this thing on TV. It's called the Deep Web. They actually show real rapes, real tortures, real people getting cut up, and perverts and weirdos buy it. And they're selling stuff like that. That's where I'm getting all these people coming up. It's sick, it's raped, or da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Because they sold it to them. And they've showed it to even children. They're sick, psychotic bastards. Of course I shake when I see them. Why? Because they tortured me. They raped me. They bashed. My head's still bashed in from 12/21/18. Somebody actually pulls the damn case. You know what happens? It's like the Amish men with the beards. They actually have these people dead to rights, abusing me. Dave trying to have me killed, and them going to the other apartment, the old lady's apartment next door, to 4490 John Thomas. and caught with the shooters right before Christmas 18. They had me raped and tortured between July and September 19. Actually kidnapped in my home on 12/21/18 in the neck. Bashed in the back of my head. Foggy, hazy light, bright light, everything went dark, and I felt myself cry. You know why it went bright light? It's from bashing me in the head. It's all the neurons going forward. That's when they covered up, lied to everybody. They put a chip in me. They didn't put a chip in me. They beat the hell out of me, and they probably raped me. I had bruises everywhere. That Alex, the white-haired guy with his hair part inside, spit an image of retired Judge Pete, bragged he was the one that left that white comb on Dave's dresser. They actually have the video of them abusing me. It's like the Amish men with the beards. They have this because an officer talked to Dave right after September 27th, 18, the next day, the heavyset white officer that was over the case as far as protected custody. They actually makes it legal. Department of Justice, police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life and have to speak to everyone before they start. It's a Fourth Amendment. It protects you from illegal search and seizure and for being surveillance in your home except for protected light cases with statements. You also have the right to remain quiet, the Fifth, and a right to an attorney, Seventh, right to a fair speedy court trial, then Eighth, right not to be mistreated, and you have a freedom of speech. Do you know some of those idiots said, well, I heard they're stealing children. That's why we should even bother here. You should care that they hurt an innocent woman. Hello? How much... It's like where Ed said, you know, I think the COVID virus has caused major mental, how do you say it? Something like mental illness, that it's affected people's brains, that they find things that are funny that are not. People need to realize people are getting hurt, killed, raped, tortured, and they pay these low lives, little $5, $10 here, a $50 shirt. Go make fun of our victim that we raped and tortured. Go make fun of the victim that we kicked in her door and we stalked her. We photoshopped a shower scene, and to make her look weird. We told her we did it. We told everybody. The cops even know we did it, but go make fun of her. Oh, and all those bruises where she had was all, we raped, drugged her, we lied to people, we had sodium pentothal reports, like spy flick movie stuff, but it was actually date rape drugs, and we told her to say weirdo stuff and all kinds of crazy stuff. Go make fun of her. All she had was giant bruises, and she was throwing up. She didn't know what was happening to her because her amnesia drugs. But it's really funny doing that to a human being. We even beat on her. She had giant bruises everywhere. She'd wake up and she didn't know anything would happen. That's real funny, isn't it? If you're a serial killer, that would make it funny. And then, you know, while they're giving all these people money to follow me around and make fun of me for being a serial killer's victim, and these drug dealers from the Gentlemen's Club from Florida trying to steal enough money from the federal government and do their drug trade up here. They're human trafficking. They're grabbing kids. My house manager, Marlisa, her niece got grabbed. And they told her that there was drug traders from out of this area, in this area, they've been here for the last couple of years, and they're grabbing people and human trafficking them. Children, they got at least 3, if not more. And they even went after my district manager. The guys in the big truck started following her, and then followed her into a tanning salon. So, yeah, this is not funny. And it takes somebody... Oh, then they try to say, well, attorney did it. Then the attorney goes to jail. Attorney would not do this because they would know it would be an entrapment. Just like they tried to blame the Portage County Sheriffs, and I went up to them and they were like, Miss Hall, what these people are saying they did is illegal. I said, you couldn't look or listen. It's the Fourth Amendment. Yes. I said, well, they're supposed to put 2 clips together and made it a shower scene in the other room and da-da-da. And all these people, I told them, they knew, Miss Hall, it was none of us in your home. Nor do we have knowledge of anybody being in your home. That would be illegal. It is. It's entrapment. And yeah, you go to jail for it. It's like 2 to 22 years without the drugs. That's attempted murder. So where they think it's funny, if somebody would actually pull that case, they would go to jail. And for 4 years, you know, because Dave was dating Michelle Will's daughter, the FBI agent in the task force in Canton, and he was the one in debt to the Gentlemen's Club from Florida. He was the one in the store when Dave hit me with a board in the face. He was the one Dave asked to help kill. He was in debt to them, and they were up here to take care of him, and instead he used me as a pawn to pay his debt off. How sick is he? Does he need to go to jail? 100%. And he needs to go to jail for those children's lives that were taken. For the ones that were taken from their parents. He needs to pay for all this. He needs to pay in a court of law. And they need to lock his ass, retire Judge Pete, Michelle, that Alec, that Bill, and everyone that participated in this. If they can't come clean and say, hey, they gave us money to follow her and harass her. We didn't know they were grabbing children. We didn't know they made all this stuff up on her. Actually get some common sense in your head. You know, that actually takes a brain cell of, oh my God, they did this. Could they do this to them? Can they kick in their door? No. Can they stalk them in their house? No. Can they put a shower scene in the other room and they're stalking little button cameras? No. Can they date rape, drugging, had bruises and you're throwing up and something bad was happening, everybody's seen it, nobody could figure out why you're sick, and them use that against you? Or did they victimize you over and over and over and over again? Like the car dealer said, the one guy that was doing my loan, he's like, oh my God, they victimized you. Oh my God, they victimized you again. Oh my God, they victimized you again. And in the meantime, they're using these people with low IQs, no brain cells, to find it funny hurting victims, and so that they can even steal children and sell them into human trafficking. And I'm trying to get somebody down here to fix this damn case and actually do their damn job. And I'm so tired of that one guy that pretended to be a friend from a prosecutor's office. The police are evil. The police don't care if women get raped. Police don't care if children get taken and they're raped. He's like, yes, they do. No, they don't care and they take payoffs. He's like mentally ill. He's mentally sick. You know, and I said, you know what? You think you're going to call up and laugh at me? Why don't you call Apostolic Church? Why don't you go see Apostolic Church Barberton? Talk to Paul Paymer. See if there wasn't FBI agent September 2018. There's over 100 people heard him yell at him. My ex-husband, he was dating, tell him, say, you know, Karen's husband was dating Michelle, his daughter. That's why he came and told on her. Watch Paul's face. Go talk to the security guard at Trinity Gospel Temple. Go talk to this person. Go talk to this person. Go talk to this person. So I called him today, or he called me today. I called him back, and I'm like, what? I said, you go see those people? You do some legwork? No, I put phone calls in. They can call me back. Nobody's bothered calling me back. And I said, you know, if you're not going to put an effort into this and actually go show up and look at people in their face and talk to them. You know what? He said, I'm not going to do it. And he said, why don't you get these people to go to the prosecutor's office? I said, why ain't the prosecutor's office going to them? I said, why isn't the sheriff's department taking their detective bureau and going to these people? My whole life's been bugged for 4 years being an FBI informant. See, I was in, yesterday was the 9th. I was in the hair salon in Walmart 62. This African-American guy walked in and said, nobody better, then just door, and no one better say a word to her. I checked, she really is an FBI informant. Duh! And it's a life of peace as one. See, that agent's just trying to pull a fast one because he still embezzled all that money. Do you know a couple years ago, another FBI agent embezzled several $100,000 from a case and went and gambled in it in Vegas? This is not the first time. It's not the second time people have stolen from cases or pulled a scam. It's just these people's low IQs around here. They think it's funny. If they hand them $10, they'll go make fun of a victim. Do they hang outside rape shelters and make fun of those girls and catcall them? Huh? Do they sit outside murder jury trials and mock the parents or the wife or the daughter of the person that got married? Not married, but got murdered? And as they walk in to grieve and try to get justice, they make fun of them? Do they sit outside those kind of trials and catcall them? Huh? Do they? Because I'll tell you what, the people that are doing it to me are so messed up in their head. They have got into it that these people are cult leaders. That this is like some kind of serial killing cult. That they can go after people that have been murdered. That people have been killed, raped, tortured. Their children have been taken, and then they mock them. They think that they can do shit like that. And where people try to get them help, they mock them more that nobody shows up. Where the hell is the law? There's a real FBI case. I call the hotline. I called the fucking hotline on September 23rd, 18. Huh? Let's see. What was it? The 21st is when that guy showed up and threatened to knife me. I took a day and I prayed. And I called him the next day. So it's the 22nd or 23rd. So you want to play. I gave even the FBI my social. It's like, pull the case. I called the hotline. I had an agent call me back. I lived in Portage County. It should have went to Akron. Should it have went to the FBI task force in Stark County Courthouse? No. Why? Because he wasn't over my area. It was his daughter my husband was dating. It was them in that store that day. They had break for it's my daughter. Her husband dates. He met her in a run at a store when she was having a stomach spell. It's for my daughter. They did all of this for, and our family watching her doing this. It's Michelle's family doing this. Drugging people, raping them, framing them, and then terrorizing them while they steal money from the case. And when with their drug dealing, prostitutes. Do you know what a gentleman's club from Florida is? It's a male strip club that they do drugs and they drink and they full service male gay guys. I met one of them years ago from one of there. Now, is it funny that he brought those kind of lowlifes up here that are nothing but male gay prostitutes that are drug dealers that he owed money? And he used me as an scapegoat. Am I in trouble for any of this? No. Do I have anything against me? No. They just lie, and these rejects with not a brain cell on their head fall for it. And then where is the cops in this and the detectives? Huh? Where is it? Because, I give them information where to pull it. And some Canton officer, when my one client had got in trouble with the law, and I was telling him a little bit about what happened, keep turning it in, Miss Hall. Keep turning it in. We'll keep pulling tapes. And you know what? We'll catch them saying it. We'll catch them under tape and we'll get them for you. You know what I do? I tell them all the time where to pull it. All the time. Trying to get these people caught. And where are they? And instead of society being outraged that they're doing this to people, they find it funny because he handed them $5. You would have thought we were in a third world country, a communist country, or somewhere that people are too lazy to go get a job and wouldn't find this repulsive. And they'd rather take $5 to murder somebody.